And now it's time for the fastest growing sports show on the internet today, JD's Rockin' Sports. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to JD's Rockin' Sports on this Tuesday evening, November 4th. I think it's 4th. I don't know. I just show up at work. Jesus. Hey, I stopped short on that one. Somebody pay me $1. Real quick, I am JD, the host of the show, as always. To my left, the manager of the show, Mr. Brent Kerrigan. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, JD?
How you doing, man? How's your week?
Not too bad. Unfortunately, weekend went by quick, like it always does. Unfortunately, still trying to work out how to extend that, but glad to be back here in the studio.
I've got a theory about that. I'll get to that to you in a second. And of course, the man, the myth, the legend, the people that nobody sees and everybody thinks is just drop dead gorgeous because they can't see him, and that is our producer, Mr. Aaron. Aaron, what's up, buddy?
I think I have a face made for radio.
We all have face made for radio. We have bodies made for radio too. Jesus. The weekends they're getting a little shorter. You know, I'm not liking that. I'm not liking that at all. But
is it because I'm getting older?
That's probably it. Where we actually need nap time and stuff.
God, remember nap time?
I remember when Jeff Foxworthy did a stand up. I watched him when he was out here at Dodge Theater. He said, when you're young and you have the choice between sleep and sex, you take sex every time. But when you get old, you have the choice between sleep and sex. You choose sleep and just hope you have a dream about having sex. So I've started to realize that that's coming around a little bit more often.
Well, a man's got the right to dream, doesn't he? You know,
my dream me has more sex than me does. Jesus.
Aaron, you're a little quiet over there. He's like, I got nothing.
Well, it always takes me like 5 minutes to get everything set up. So
Are we talking about sex?
Yeah, I was gonna say because you can't let
ooh, it takes me about 5 minutes to get everything.
So in about 2 minutes, we should be up and running, right?
So the whole night for him lasts about 6 minutes, is what he's saying.
But you know what? You just make a magical 6 minutes of that. You have the rest of the 5.5 minutes to yourself.
I tell my girlfriend all the time, it's a race to the finish. The first one there wins.
Exactly.
And that's when she started cutting me off. I was like, ugh. All right. So anyway, my Patriots be down. The Denver Broncos absolutely destroyed the Denver Broncos. I don't have much of a vocabulary, so I don't know what other words to throw out there, but I was surprised. I thought this was going to be one of those where the Patriots would start behind and end up chasing behind and maybe come back at the end. They did start behind 7-3.
Yeah.
But that was it.
Yeah.
It was 3-0. I think it was. I think Denver had a field goal.
Yeah, I think they had a field goal on their.
I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, they crushed them. They absolutely destroyed them. Who's hotter right now as a quarterback than Tom Brady?
Well, I mean,
anybody?
Andrew Luck.
I was going to say, I
don't think so.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Maybe
in the last 2 games, definitely.
Maybe.
No, they did. I did hear on the Monday night game that they said that if Luck does or continue to do what he's been doing this year, that he will break Drew Brees' most passing yards in a single season. Yeah, like he's on pace for it right now to break it.
Everybody's going to break Brees' record. Manning's going to have the most consecutive games with a touchdown. He's at like 48 right now or something like that, and the record's 54 or somewhere around there. So, yeah, he'll have that damn record too. Can I say damn on the radio?
Oh, absolutely.
No, you can't say damn on the radio.
It's a family show. That's right.
Remember National Lampoon's Vacation? The damn dam was built back in. Now, does anybody else have any damn questions?
It's like on Beavis and Butthead. Is this a goddamn?
All right, so we're a little wacky. Justin Chickles will not be joining us this evening because he wants to do this thing about celebrating his birthday and all that stuff. You know, it's not until Friday, but since he has to work Saturday, they're taking him out tonight. I kind of find that a little really the one night where we need you here. They're going to pick Tuesday night, not maybe Wednesday night or Thursday night. They're going to pick Tuesday night.
Well, depending what restaurant they go to.
Nobody plans on going night. I don't even want to be here on Tuesday night. I mean, gee, really? Then again, there's really nothing on TV on Tuesday night. So if you found something else other than us to draw your attention away, wow, we must really be bad, is what I'm saying. But yeah, what other surprises? I mean, I would count that one as a surprise. What other surprises would you say came out of this weekend? I mean, are you surprised that the Baltimore Ravens didn't put up a little bit more?
I'm actually surprised that. Well, okay, with the Ravens, honestly, with it's Sunday night games when Big Ben's on. He always does well, like in the primetime games. But I thought they would have done a little more, but I thought it would have been closer than what the 20 points it was. What I was more surprised with, to be honest with you, was the fact that Oakland only lost by 6.
I know, right? To Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that it was going to be a loss, but I didn't think it was going to be that close.
Yeah, they almost came back and won.
Yeah.
They almost came back and won.
The Rams, I was a little surprised with.
Oh, yeah. Well, did you see the replay on Kaepernick?
I saw the replay, and then I saw him complaining at the his interview. He's like, well, I crossed the line. I know I crossed the line. Well, you know what? I'm glad that you have confidence in that, but it's the officials who get to call it.
Yeah. Well, you're supposed to play. You're supposed to say that anyway.
It's like when he crossed the line, though, he lost his luggage. He didn't bring it all over.
Yeah, but I think he did. He fumbled it.
It wasn't the best camera view either.
Covered it.
On the way down when he was coming.
Yeah, but the Rams came out of the pile with the ball, so there's like no proof. So
and it wasn't the easiest. It wasn't the easiest visual fumble to see on because there was a bunch of bodies flying. It's on the goal line. Everyone's jumping in, but
right. So yeah, the Niners go down, which is another reason why Joel hasn't said anything to us for a while.
I'm surprised after on Saturday's show about the dynasty and now his 49ers losing, he might not be showing up.
He sent me an article which I'll be posting tomorrow for the dynasty.
Okay, I saw his last one that was posted with Tavares. I was actually looking for his dynasty one today.
That'll be posted on the Vets on Media page and on JG's Rockin' Sports page tomorrow. He's a heck of a writer. All you guys are doing a great job writing. Colts and the Giants. The Giants are.
You haven't talked about the best one.
I'm getting there.
The best team in the league.
I'm getting there. Do not make me jump out because it's a lead into my power rankings. You want me to give them credit? You gotta let me do this.
You're asking for surprises. I think a lot of people are surprised. It's the best team in the league.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they won against a backup quarterback. Really?
You sound like a Cowboys fan with all these excuses. The Cardinals have used 2 backup quarterbacks.
You're right.
The
rest of the nation thought the Cowboys and Jason Whedon was going to come out and throw for 400 yards. That's exactly what I thought he was going to do. Really?
You can't use that as an excuse.
That's really?
Yeah, you
if
can't.
If a team doesn't have their starting quarterback, you can't use that for an excuse?
You can't use it. And here's why.
All the teams you root for suck because they don't have a quarterback.
Here's why.
Because the Cardinals had
the Cardinals played Stanton, and they also played Logan Thomas.
Stanton was a starter at Detroit, which is a passing offense.
Doesn't matter. He's a backup right now. Whedon was a starter in Cleveland.
Yeah. And who the hell do you have to throw to?
Josh Gordon.
Well, that's one. That's one. But going up against a good defense, yeah, I didn't expect Dallas to win that game. I didn't.
You picked them on Saturday.
Yeah, I did because I needed an upset to pass this guy here.
Yeah, no. I still don't know how I'm doing so well in the rankings.
Yeah, him and Michelle, the co-host of No Limits Radio, and diehard Cleveland or Cincinnati fans, excuse me. Yeah, they're fighting it out. I'm in second. Technically, I'm in third if there's a tie for first.
And just to count, you also lost to this guy in fantasy football.
Yeah, I don't care about that though because I already locked up my division for the playoffs. That's how good I am. It's only week 9, and I already locked up my division for the playoffs.
Well, I think I got it because I'm first in the league. So,
well, it only counts for your division. You just got to win your division, and then you go into the playoffs. There's no home field advantage in fantasy football. However, I do need to know what week to rest my starters, my fantasy football starters. That'd be great. I mean, do I play them in the last couple of weeks, or do I sit them and get them ready for the fantasy football playoffs?
Well, I got Nick Foles, so he's going to be resting for a while.
Yeah.
Broken shoulder.
Yeah.
Is that what it was? They said it was broken.
I don't think it's confirmed, but it's suspected to be a clavicle injury.
Oh, okay.
Clavicle.
Can you spell that, Aaron? I sure as hell
I
can.
can.
Really? Yeah, you actually, he probably could.
All right. Rams Lions, we already talked about that one. Game of the week was actually Redskins and Vikings. Redskins and Vikings, where the Vikings put up 15 in the fourth to win by 3. Teddy Bridgewater, small hands and all. Cold weather.
It's not that cold yet. It hasn't started snowing.
Really?
It'll start snowing here soon. We won't
Did
be able
you
to grip.
not watch the New England game? The
That's
pre-show
New
for the New
England.
England.
Was it Sal
Really,
Palantonio?
you're right, because it doesn't snow like that in Minnesota.
It didn't this weekend.
Well, whatever. He doesn't make any sense when he comes up with these reasons of why teams are not going to do good at all.
And that whole game, it snowed like 2 feet, and then it's noon, so it's gonna stop snowing and melt everything. It'd be perfect weather.
Well, they have heaters underneath the turf, and they put a tarp over it. So I mean, all you got to do is just get the snow off the tarp, remove it.
Well, they
and
had to
then heat
plow
up.
it though.
Yeah, well, they have to plow the snow off the tarp. So that's how they roll. And then in the case of 1983, they bring some convict off the sideline with a snowblower.
Yeah, some rogue
to
guy
clear the field.
runs out there.
He was just like released from prison like a few days before that. And first off, how does a guy that just gets released from prison have sideline access to the NFL game? Trying to figure that one out still. NFL will hire anybody for a grounds crew.
As long as you're a convict, I guess you could be in the NFL.
Hey, it's all about second
Well,
chances.
there's always the Cowboys if you're a convict.
It
you know?
is. Or the Jets or the Eagles or anywhere along those lines.
Speaking of convicts, Adrian Peterson pleaded no contest
To avoid it, yeah.
He didn't have a choice.
Well, I mean, but the thing is he's not going to jail. It's a misdemeanor offense. He's already served 8 games.
Yeah.
He played the first one. So,
And he's still got the support of the Vikings fans.
I mean, he's probably going to get maybe time served and a fine.
Yeah.
Well, now that the judicial now it's time for the NFL to make a ruling on it, right?
Right.
On their end,
Right.
because now that was what they were waiting on.
Yeah, that's what they were waiting on. Now they'll make a ruling. He could still be suspended for the rest of the year.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Do you think there's any chance he's going to come back?
I don't think so, though, because it's a misdemeanor.
Yeah, but he whipped his kid with a switch buck naked.
It still goes under a domestic
Still,
violence.
though,
4-year-old kid
Still,
buck naked with a damn switch.
they don't look at all that. They just look at the type of crime and what happened. So for him, it's a first offense misdemeanor. He probably normal a 4-game suspension for most guys, and he's already spent 8.
Yeah, but
I don't know if he'll play this year. The Vikings might tell him to stay at home, but
they really don't need him. They not this year because they're not in the run they're not going to be in the run for the playoffs, not in that division. It's between Detroit and Green Bay. And then, their running game is actually pretty good for what they need them to do. They're doing all right. Asiata and McKinnon are doing pretty good.
and he told Jerry Jones he wants to be a Cowboy, so maybe in the offseason they worked that move.
Well, that's true. Who's going to take the less money, DeMarco Murray or Adrian Peterson? Because this is Murray's contract year too.
Well, I'm trying to think which guy was it that was on the Jaguars that starts with an H?
Jaguars, the running back?
No.
Jones Drew?
No, there was another player that was also suspended indefinitely. He was asking the NFL to up his leave without pay. He's the other one that got suspended. I thought it was either
Greg Hardy?
Hardy, that's
Hardy,
right. That's
from
right.
Carolina.
He's appealing to have the league
Slap in
up.
the face.
Yeah.
Tiny hands.
The Panthers aren't near the quality of team as the Jaguars.
Oh God! So I missed up some guy who got suspended for messing up.
Really?
But yeah, he's complaining because he wants the league to up his his pay with his leave without pay or leave with pay.
Speaking of bad teams, the Cleveland Browns needed a fourth quarter comeback to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Cleveland Browns needed a fourth quarter comeback to beat. Now, the only person this makes sense to is Aaron, because these are the two division winners in his head that he picked.
I still think the Browns are going to win that
for the
division.
regular season.
You got Josh Gordon coming back.
They're in
2 weeks.
fourth.
That whole division is 5-3.
Doesn't matter. Once they start playing each other, actually, Cincinnati's 5-2-1 which is why they're in
Yeah.
first place.
I think the Steelers are actually 6-3, so they're in first.
I don't know about that.
They're the only
No,
ones. They're the
Cincinnati's
only
in
ones.
first.
They are
beat the
6-3.
Ravens.
They are 6-3.
But I think Cincinnati's still in first because they got a one.
They have one less loss.
Well, no. Oh yeah, you're right.
With
right,
Cincinnati
it's based
having
on
one less
losses.
loss. Yeah.
Yeah. So, 5-2-1 against 6-3.
I think that Buccaneers team is going to rally like 4 wins at the end of the year. They're going to start to come
So
together.
they'll have a total of 5.
Yeah, which might be enough to win that division.
No, the Saints are on a roll. They won a couple in a row now, and they're doing pretty good. They're 4-4 right now. They can still lose a couple more games and still win their division.
And there was some loud cries for Manziel in that game, which I don't understand that. If you're a Cleveland fan, who gives a crap? You're winning. You could be 2-4 like you were last year at this time.
Yeah.
You could take that.
And Manziel, I'll give him 2 games to start before he gets hurt at the most.
I give him 2 snaps.
I say you just call up Jerry Jones. He can take and Manziel.
Manziel's not going to Dallas. The hell
Jerry
with
Jones
that.
does love him.
Hey, I don't care. He's not going to Dallas. You just paid your quarterback $120 million. You're not bringing in somebody else to try and take the spotlight.
You can cut him though,
Oh, that'd be great to see Manziel get cut.
not Manziel.
Oh.
Romo
I was thinking the same thing.
and Tony. And
You're
it
not going
doesn't
to cut Tony
They
Romo.
can cut him if his back doesn't work. If he's just a head in legs and arms, he doesn't have a
Wow.
back. He has to get it removed.
Jeez, you serious? Just keep drinking your haterade over there. Your Evian haterade that you're drinking.
I was a little disappointed in the San Diego game.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be more competitive.
I at least thought San Diego was going to score.
A touchdown would have been nice. A touchdown, but I mean, what's that say about the Dolphins? Are the Dolphins that good, or is San Diego that bad?
They came together for their coach. You know,
I
his
do
dad
appreciate
died
that.
this
His father
weekend.
passed away.
I think they came together for him. Plus, you and I talked about it on Saturday, that cross country thing.
Yeah, you did mention that. I was thinking about that too. I was like, geez, it did work. And I'm trying really hard not to curse. It's really good. Probably not going to make the show.
We're already in trouble, but we only had 3 on Saturday, so we're getting better.
Yeah. So, I mean, and we haven't had any tonight yet. So
We're already doing better because we were
Fan.
3 minutes in, or was it 4 minutes in on Saturday's show, and we dropped it.
I dropped it. I owe the $1 in the swear jar.
Did you? Well, yeah, he dropped it first. And me being around him, it's his fault. It just kind of flipped the switch on me. And I dropped a couple more. And I was just like, a couple more. Jets, absolutely horrible. The Chiefs are starting to look more like the Chiefs of last year.
Not
They are.
buying it.
Jamal Charles, he's doing his thing. He's scoring a touchdown or 2 a game. I mean, it's
One thing that I was
Everything's
surprised
working.
in the Jets game is when you look actually at Vic's line score. I think it was like 21 or
21 or 28,
20
196 yards.
only 21 of 28, and he was under 200 yards.
Yeah.
There's a lot of short passes, but again, he wasn't getting a lot of time to go and sit back and throw
Well,
deep.
The other thing too is the number 2 was Chris Sims, who came in
Right. That's true. Yeah.
when
Because
Vic
Vic
went
got hurt.
Yeah,
Geno Smith was inactive.
Yep. Vic got hurt.
Geno Smith's has basically been inactive all season.
True.
Yeah. So, the Monday night game, Colts and Giants. The Giants are who I said they were at the beginning of the season. They're competing for 3rd place in their division. That's as high as they'll look. They're horrible. They're horrible. And it keeps going back to the argument that me and you, Aaron, had about they're going to pay him for what he's going to do. Well, we're waiting for him to going to do something.
I didn't say they're going to pay him for what they're going to do.
Who
They paid him
was
because
it
they're going
that
to.
was
They
giving
paid
you
him
that
because he
argument?
won 2 Super Bowls. They paid him for what he already did.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Since he had that, it's been horrible.
Yeah,
Absolutely horrible.
but it goes.
Oh, that's right. It was the Jay Cutler argument. They're going to pay him for what he's going to do. How's that working out, Chicago? It's been a while since I ragged on Jay Cutler, but they're 3-5 now, so I believe I can bring that back.
They're not very good.
You think,
Where's Justin to chime in?
birthday boy? Go ahead, give me your thoughts on that. Well, he's agreed with me the last couple of times on how bad Cutler is. So, but if you look at the stats that some of these quarterbacks are putting up this year. I mean, last year we were looking at Nick Foles, how he did, what was it, 21
and 3,
21 and 2, I think
Two.
it was. And then if you look at where everybody's at this year, as far as statistics go, Andrew Luck is already over 3,000 yards.
He's on fire.
He's on track to break Drew Brees' record for yards. Is it Brees' record? It is still Brees' record.
For yards in a season, it's still Brees. Yeah, it's still Brees.
And then Manning's got the touchdowns. No, I'm talking about Luck for right now.
Luck is on fire.
He's on track to break. I mean, there's a couple. If we actually sit back and look at where we're at, DeMarco Murray's tracking, even with his game last week where he only ran for like 70 yards, he's still tracking to break the all-time record halfway through. I mean, he only needs.
And I don't know if we're doing quarterback power rankings, but the best quarterback in the league right now is Luck. If you think it's Brady, you're crazy because look at what Luck, you just said what Luck's done.
Yeah, I know. I do.
I think Brady's up there, but I think it's Luck right now, and Roethlisberger's right behind him.
Well, Luck's also thrown almost, he's at double digits in picks. Well, he's got 9, whereas Brady's got 3. So it's 26 and 9 against 22 and 3.
That's just being a seasoned quarterback. You make better decisions.
Yeah, who's got more weapons?
I think I think the Patriots.
Yeah, I would say the Patriots.
Starting out to see, I mean, it's starting to mold into some pretty effective weapons. But I mean, at the beginning of the season, it was all new.
You got old Reggie Wayne. You got T.Y. Hilton.
Really? Yeah, he looked.
I don't know if he's a real number one.
No, but Hilton's,
and who's your tight end? Fleener, the Fleen dog.
He's got like 2 different ones. He's got like 2 different.
But
you got Gronk over there, who's legitimate.
Who's finally? I think right now he's probably the best tight end in the game.
You said it last week, LaFell. I think LaFell's rounding out to be a good receiver.
He's starting to come around. But in the first 4 or 5 games, I mean, he was getting maybe a catch a game, you know? And now all of a sudden after in week 3 or 4, I think it was week 3 or 4 when they got beat down by Kansas City. Since then, they've been on fire. Ever since everybody came out and said the Patriots are done, when are they going to bring in Garoppolo? Is Tom Brady going to retire soon? Ever since all that started, nobody wants to play New England. Of course, I've said that all the time. Nobody wants to play New England right now. He just beat down the most prolific offense in the NFL last year and was still one of the most prolific offenses in the NFL this year. And they got beat down by 23 points. And it didn't even seem that close.
I mean, that's just the thing is everyone said they were dead. They're not anywhere near dead.
No, they're looking at the AFC Championship game. They're looking at the AFC Championship game. But this year, it's going to be in New England there, Denver Broncos. It's going to be in New England.
And that might not work out well. Although there's threats in that division. I think the Dolphins, you said already, have played well.
Yeah.
And the other team who's on a bye, Buffalo.
Yeah, they're both 5-3.
I mean, you figure maybe a loss on the road to both of those teams.
The AFC East is looking strong with the exception of
the Jets.
But every division with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 has that redheaded stepchild in there.
Well, the NFC East is awful.
Yeah. Well, the two of the teams have at least 5 or 6 wins.
Yeah, but Foles is down. He might not be back until
it's the 16.
Franchise.
Whatever.
And
you're
Philadelphia and Dallas are they're both 6-2 or 6 wins.
The best story about that whole thing is the tackle. He's like, I didn't even know Mark Sanchez was in there. It's like, really? You didn't hear the line calls? You didn't turn around and realize it's a swarthy Latino gentleman back there and not Nick Foles? I mean,
you realize a guy that's about 7 inches shorter than Nick Foles? I mean,
Well, it's a lineman. You better watch out. You don't want him running back into you. Yeah, you better learn who's behind you.
You know darn well that somebody on the defense was yelling butt fumble.
Same way, like that Peyton yells Omaha.
People there butt fumble.
How many times has he heard it now? It probably doesn't even bother him anymore.
Oh, it bothers him. You know it does. Or at least I hope it does.
Somebody said butt fumble to you every day, 3 or 4 times a day. You'd probably get off.
He's probably got it tattooed on his arm somewhere.
I mean, no one wants to be the most famous ass kisser of all time. You know,
It's already over now. You owe the $1 in the swear.
Well, yeah, but that's not a swear. As long as you can say it on TV, you're okay. As long as you say it on TV, on cable TV.
Oh, because okay. Aaron's down $1 in debt to the station. Now he's got to try and bring me in there.
Yeah.
Technically, on cable TV, you can say anything you want.
Yeah.
Well, technicality.
But yeah, I mean, if I had to do a power rankings, I'd put Luck up there. I'd put Roethlisberger up there. Manning would still be up there. Breeze. But a few weeks ago when we did it, I said Tom Brady's nowhere near the top 5. As a matter of fact, I think we put him at like 13.
I don't think he was in the top 10.
I think we put him at like 13. Well, yeah, he's top 5 now. I give him that. He's at least at 5, maybe even 4.
He'd be in the top 5.
So I mean, Brady's back. The offense is back, and that reminds me. Okay, Gronkowski is the second fastest player in NFL history to 50 touchdowns, and he's missed almost 2 seasons. And a half. So he's basically played for 2.5 seasons and he's got 50 touchdowns already. Are you serious? If this guy can stay healthy, he'll break every record in the book. And he's only, what, 24, 25?
Yeah. I mean, he's a great player. I mean, and that's just it, is when he's healthy, because he plays with that reckless ambition and he tends to get hurt. Plus, he's a weight room freak.
He is. And
that's the other problem, is how long has he been lifting weights and
I think
wear and tears on
I think knee. And now actually we're talking about, I forgot who announced their game. But before the game, they were doing the pregame interviews, and Gronkowski was in a great mood and everything. And then one of them said, "Dude, you look great. Looks like you lost some weight." And he actually got a little down on himself, and he went and lifted weights before the game.
I heard I heard his dad is like crazy like that. Like, they're Polish or whatever.
Well, all the there's 3 or 4 Gronkowskis in the NFL right now.
Well, that's what I heard, is like their dad's like 60 or 70, and he's like been lifting weights for like 50 years. And he had them lifting when they were like 6 or 8.
Like the Marinovich trials.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that whole thing, and that's the thing. A lot of wear and tear on those knees. So, I mean, I could totally see that.
Yeah. Some of these quarterbacks that are at the top of the list, I don't know if I'd put them at the top of the list.
Is that the list from the last time?
No, I'm just looking at the stat leaders for yardage and stuff. Yardage is one thing, but then when you look at people that are like, Matthew Stafford's 11 touchdowns, 7 interceptions halfway through the season. Really?
He always puts up good numbers, though.
But he's not.
The impressive thing, though, is he's doing that without Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, the really impressive thing is the Lions are 6-2. Now, granted, they just had a bye week. They come back this week. I forgot against who, which, by the way, we'll go over those.
Calvin Johnson's supposed to be back.
Right. Johnson is supposed to be back. The Cowboys are going to London to play the London Jaguars this week.
The London Jaguars.
It's Jacksonville Jaguars. It's a soft jag.
It's going to Europe, not South America. So Tony Romo's on the plane, so it looks like Romo's going to start this week.
One more hit to that back, though.
I think he'll be all right.
I mean, somebody gets a clean shot on that back.
Well, they said,
he might be paralyzed.
No, what they said, no, it's not that bad. What they said, though, was
bacchiotomy.
I said I need a bacchiotomy. What they said was, even if it was a healthy quarterback with no back issues, that type of a hit with the blitz would hurt anybody. I believe that. He got the Redskins player came in untouched right up the middle and absolutely nailed it.
No, I mean, when you're dealing with the back injury, I mean, like, I can remember after like the season I had to sit out because after my back surgery in high school, I had to sit out my freshman year. When I came back sophomore year, there were certain plays at shortstop where just when I would dive for a ball and that compression into the ground would send like those jolts right down your leg into your feet and up your spine. So I mean, even if you're not physically getting hit, just with you being knocked around a little bit, I mean, dude, I still have a problem if I go downstairs too quick. I take a quick step and I get that jar right down my back and no one even touched me.
Man, Do you have any pictures that you can post on the sports page of you playing? I think that'd be pretty cool. Seeing,
I can definitely, I can definitely check my yearbook because I have pictures of me.
Did you wear a beard in baseball?
We weren't even allowed to have facial hair. If you,
If he was like 12 with a beard.
He's got to post it. I don't remember the last time I saw you without a beard.
Okay, I'll show you my pictures from high school because if you were playing a sport, you had to shave your head and you couldn't have you couldn't have facial hair regardless.
You had to shave your head.
You had to shave your head.
What kind of school was this? Was it in Germany?
Oh, it was like Brophy. It was an all boy Jesuit Catholic high school.
Oh, okay, so it's one of those things.
Yeah,
where,
but I'll get my freshman picture up there, and then I'll get a picture of me in the yearbook. Actually, I should get a picture of the yearbook where Matt Ware is in there as my second string.
Yeah,
I mean, he was first string obviously on the football field, but second string to me on baseball.
All right, yeah.
Hope you're not listening, man.
We're gonna come back with the power rankings that I have done, and I'm gonna see what the guys have with their thoughts and see if they agree or disagree. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors.
Are you or someone you know looking for a new job or career? The Vets on Media family would like to invite you to the National Career Fair in Phoenix on November 17th from 11 until 2 p.m. This free job fair will be held at the Phoenix Airport Marriott Hotel, located at 1101 North 44th Street, Phoenix. This is your chance to meet some of the top employers in the Phoenix area face-to-face. Get ready to jumpstart your new career at the National Career Fair in Phoenix, November 17th from 11 until 2 p.m. at the Phoenix Marriott Hotel, 1101 North 44th Street, Phoenix. For more information, visit ncfairs.com/Phoenix. Again, that's ncfairs.com/Phoenix.
Breaker 19. How about that bandit? You got the ears on, son?
Have you ever wanted to be a truck driver? If so, pay attention. If not, pay attention anyway. Southwest Truck Driver Training offers everything you need to get started. You can get hired before you begin training. They've got GI Bill approved training facilities, day, night, or weekend programs to fit your busy schedule. And if you have any questions, no sweat. They've got veteran supportive campuses with veterans on staff to serve you. And on top of that, they have lifetime job placement assistance. Put the pedal to the metal. Call Southwest Truck Driver Training today.
Everyone's going to need an attorney at some point in your life. I'm no different. Hey everyone, it's James from Vets On. Whether it was my last will and testament before deployment or my ongoing custody battle for my children during my divorce, I needed help, so I lawyered up. You need help, I urge you to contact Capstrom Law Firm. Capstrom Law Firm in Springfield, Missouri services clients throughout the state in criminal law, personal injury, and family law. With over 13 years practicing law, Tom Capstrom understands both law and court procedures and how stressful they can be. Let Tom Capstrom Law Firm and his dedicated staff take the stress and worry out of a difficult situation by calling him today. We feel so strong about the work that Tom and his staff are doing that he'll be a monthly guest on the show. Tom is a veteran and a listener, for God's sake, so you know the guy is solid and will fight for you. Give Tom a call today by calling 417-864-0552 or email Tom at capstromlaw.com. And don't forget to tell him that Vets On sent you.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising.
If you or someone you know is looking for a new job or career, you need to visit the pros. National Career Fairs at ncfairs.com. National Career Fairs hosts over 300 career fairs a year nationwide. The events are free and give you the perfect chance to meet some of the top employers in your area face-to-face. To find the nearest career fair to you, visit ncfairs.com. Again, that's ncfairs.com. What are you waiting for?
Very nice. Very, very nice. Nice choice there, buddy. Actually, I like that one. That was pretty good.
Well, Wayne Static passed away on Saturday. So.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. Pretty good moment there for us. The power rankings. To the power rankings. Worst football team in America.
Like a
America.
electrical sound. Power rankings.
The worst football team in America is
Raiders.
the Raiders. The Oakland Raiders.
You know,
0-8.
I think I'd actually put the Jets there.
But you can't. I mean, there's only so long you can say, yeah, but they're doing better.
I mean,
They
they're
lost.
They're in every game though.
But they're
The
losing.
Jets aren't in every game.
Doesn't matter.
You mean in every game, like between like the chalk? Yes, they're in every game.
They only lost by what, 6? To the Seahawks.
But the sentimental victory only goes so far. Once you start out 0-8, then you start really thinking, wow, this team really is horrible.
That's when you're like, God, why do people keep wanting to extend the season? The season should only be 9 games
season's
long.
almost over yet.
But they buried that football, so those first 4 games don't count.
Oh,
so they're
still
really
0-4.
0-4.
Oh,
so the winning percentage hasn't exactly improved.
Some dog picked it. Some dog was keeping an eye on him, and as soon as they were done, he went and dug it back up. That's why. Go after the dog. Jeez. Followed by the Jets at 31. Jacksonville Jaguars started out the 30 or finish up the 30s. You agree with that, right? Jaguars, Jets, Raiders.
Yep. Yeah, keep going. I'll tell you when you're wrong.
Yeah. So far we're looking good.
29, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
We're good.
Number 28, the Tennessee Titans. Number 27, as a matter of fact, I think all the 1-win teams are already gone. Number 27, the Atlanta Falcons. Number 26, the Washington Redskins, who won 1 out of their last 2. They were in the last game, but they still lost.
Did you hear the whole stuff about them? A lot of players in the locker room are kind of upset that they were going to have RG3 starting.
Look, all right, RG3 is the starting quarterback, and this should go out to every team. All right, if your starting quarterback gets hurt and then comes back, I don't give a care.
Nice selection, JD.
A care.
You can say crap.
What the back? I don't give a darn. What?
even if the backup was like on a 3-0.
I don't care.
Really?
The starting quarterback deserves the right to have the opportunity to get his job back. Now, if he comes back and throws 6 interceptions and 0 touchdowns, then you can talk about making the change. But he's more than likely one of your highest paid players.
Yes, as your number 1 draft pick.
If he's healthy, he needs to be on the field.
But regardless of what the team has done,
no, I disagree with you. I don't give a rat's patootie if you're the number 1 player, you're the starter or whatever. If you're not playing as good as the guy that's playing when you come back and you can't show it in practice, then you don't deserve to be.
Yeah, but there's a difference between practice and playing. And he actually played well.
But
he played well enough to win.
There's only 16 games. So you can't roll the dice and say he's our starter, and if he has a bad first half, we're going to bring the other guy back in.
Yeah,
because
but
then
think
you might
of
lose
the
that
other
game.
teams that gambled on Colt McCoy already and let him go. 1 game does not make you a starter.
I'd ride it.
No.
Till he gets burned.
No.
Unless RG3 is doing something fantastic in practice that we can't see and blowing McCoy out of the water and showing that he's earned it.
He has earned it.
By what? Being in top pick?
He had his first season was extraordinary.
Yeah, and what did he do? He lost the game because instead of tucking and running the ball because he's afraid, he threw it short of the guy by 5 yards.
But he still got him 10 wins. He played a full season, got them 10 wins. So he deserves to be in there.
That was 2 years ago. What have you done
Doesn't
for me
matter.
now?
Well, he hasn't been healthy. That's just like saying, hey, Gronk, I know you're healthy, but this other guy, Mui Huihana Wanui, has been out there, and he hasn't dropped a pass. Now, granted, we've only thrown it to him 3 times, but he hasn't dropped a pass in 2 years. So he deserves to be in there instead of you.
But you can clearly see that Gronk is playing way better than Manahane Hui.
Yeah, we keep messing that one up.
I don't even know his name. I'm just going off what you told me.
Who? Him.
Samoan guy.
We'll figure that out before the end of the night. I guarantee that. So yeah, he deserves to start, and he played well. in the last game. He played good enough. The defense let him down in the last game. All right. If you put up 20-plus points in a game in the offense, your defense should be good enough to let you win. All right. If your defense is averaging, allowing 30 points plus in the game, that's not your fault. All right. There has to be stops. Otherwise, you might as well just be playing Peyton Manning every game. All right, because that's just the way it is. The Giants are ahead by 1 spot to the Washington Redskins. Everybody, when Eli came out and threw like 6 touchdowns in that one game, they're like, "Oh, the Giants are back. Eli's one of the best quarterbacks in the league." And I mean, the media was going crazy. It was like the flavor of the week. And now they're horrible again. Oh no, we suck again. I mean, how many times in a season do you think the Jets have to say that? Or the Jets, Giants, anybody in New York for that matter at this point. So the Giants are at 25. The St. Louis Rams are at 24. Just came off a victory.
I don't know about that one.
But their record is, still they only have 3 wins.
Right. But they're playing well, and it's a power ranking. It's not a standing.
Right.
So they're playing well. I might put the Bears below them because the Bears are playing worse than they are right now.
I gave them a loss in their last game. I still think Kaepernick got that ball back and was sitting with the ball in his hand before the Rams guy came in and took it out, even though he's in the end zone. So they should have lost that game. They should have. It was
shoulda, woulda, coulda. They still got a W.
It was horrible. It was obvious that he crossed the goal line with the ball in his hand before he hit the other player and fumbled it.
Market 8.
So, yeah.
Market 8, dude.
The Chicago Bears are number 23. Chicago Bears.
That's where I would put the Rams. I would flip those two.
Okay, so I'm not that far off. So they're staying. I don't move them unless I'm like off by 5. If I'm in the neighborhood, they're good where they're at. They can prove to me they deserve to be higher. Chicago Bears are at 23, even with that offense. First, they couldn't win at home. Now they can't win at all. Doesn't matter whether they're home or on the road.
And reports today that Trestman might not make it through the season.
Right.
I don't think that'll
the quarterback
happen.
whisperer.
Yeah, I don't see that happening either.
The quarterback whisperer. If they finish 6-10, he's done.
They might cut Cutler.
No.
You want to talk about a team cutting?
They just gave him like a 10-year contract.
If you're the team, you going to go with your quarterback or you going to go with Brandon Marshall? Right now, I'm going to go with Brandon Marshall.
Yeah, but
I might call up the Bucks and be like, "Hey, can we have McCown back?"
No, McCown's done.
Can we have him back?
McCown is done. Those days are gone. Let it go. All right, those days are gone.
He did just fine last year.
Yeah, 1 year, and then the games that he played
fine when he played in Arizona too.
So did my AC.
No, he didn't. Arizona still stunk when he was quarterback here.
Hey, he only had 1 year with Larry.
It doesn't matter. You have Larry Fitzgerald. That's your guy. Just like Palmer realizes now, that's his guy. We'll get to the Cardinals in a second. Maybe a quick second, depending on where I got him. All right.
Anywhere other than 1, you're crazy.
Carolina Panthers are at number 22. They started out looking good. It looked like that defense. It reminded me when they first started out, like the Bears used to be, with Urlacher in them, and great defense, horrible offense. All they could do was run, which was okay. Now, the defense isn't even holding. And it all came. It's like Newton has the Cutler disease, where he's locked on one receiver
the entire time,
and he keeps trying to get the ball to Benjamin. Now, granted, Benjamin is the best receiver on that team as a rookie, but they're doubling him. Get the ball to somebody else. Give it to Olsen. Olsen's having a good, solid season.
Carolina, Houston, Seattle, Cleveland, Cincinnati, you can all bunch these guys anywhere in the next 5 spots. They're all the same.
I'm actually pretty close. The Vikings are next. Houston, the Saints.
Yeah.
San Francisco.
I would have the Saints higher. They've been playing well lately.
They've won 2 in a row. They're playing decent. They're the highest from their division. That's
the
out
worst
there.
division there is. NFC feces.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that. The Seattle Seahawks are at 17. Cleveland Browns are at 16. Top 15 now. The Baltimore Ravens. You got beat down. I'm sorry. I expected you to show up in that last game. If they would have showed up, they'd still be in the top 10.
What we think was more surprising, the lack of offense or defense?
The lack of offense.
Lack of offense.
I very much dislike Terrell Suggs.
I don't think there's a player on any. Are there any
Is it
teams
big,
where
what's
you
what's the
don't
problem with like big lips or?
That's offensive.
Well, you go on, you find one thing. Someone's got
I
tiny
just- I
hands.
just
Someone's
don't
got tiny
I
ears.
just don't
Someone's
like
got.
his attitude. I mean, he is
is
the
cocky.
toughest guy
He
in
is
the
cocky.
league. And do you see that interview before the game? He's like wanting to fight Hines Ward. It's like
It's a rivalry.
It's yes. I mean, I was going to say
It's a rivalry game. But
They're
at the same time,
professionals.
in the game, he was joking around with one of the
Yeah.
receivers.
exactly.
So I mean, but you do your little song to report on, like you just did, and that's it. You go about your business.
I forgot my press hat if I was reporting.
Speaking of Baltimore,
What a scoop!
Baltimore Ravens this week have invited us to be in the press box for their military appreciation night, and Veronica
gonna
Harris
say
and
Veronica's
Gregory
gonna-
Harris
nice.
are going to be in the press box covering them. So it's our East Coast connection.
Better her than me.
The San Diego Chargers at number 14. I had them at 2 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, they got their
They were 5-1.
rears kicked in.
Yeah, they've lost
This week.
three
shut
straight?
out.
Yeah,
Three straight they've lost.
Who gets shut out nowadays?
by Miami. Even the Patriots, man. Well, they still didn't get shut out in the second. Yeah, they did. They got shut out in the second half against them. But yeah, the Buffalo Bills at 13 at 5-3.
Orton Train.
That's not bad.
Hashtag Orton Train.
That's not bad. I
Get on it.
actually have some bragging rights saying that the AFC East is tough. It's not just the Patriots. I'm saying, well, it's not tough to the Patriots, but it's tough. You know, they're winning games that they usually shouldn't win.
So are you at the ticket window for the Orton Train yet?
No, I fly.
Well,
Thanks.
speaking of Kyle Orton from Silent J's thing, the drunk Orton.
Oh yeah, drunk Orton.
That guy is pretty
I
damn
did
funny.
check that out. It was kind of funny. Right ahead of the 5-3 Buffalo Bills is the 5-3 Miami Dolphins, which is a big jump because they were in the 20s at the last power ranking. So they've gone up about 10 spots.
They got flipped those two. I think
Really?
the Bills have played better than Miami overall. Miami
Really?
had a great game last weekend.
They beat them by like 50 to nothing.
Right, last weekend. That's one game.
But they won the week before that too.
I think the Bills have played better overall.
No.
So I would have them right in front of them.
No.
But they're interchangeable.
I would have Tannehill over Orton in a heartbeat. One, because he can actually run. Tannehill used to be he came into the league as a wide receiver.
No, he was a wide receiver at A&M. Then he switched to quarterback.
But I know they drafted him that way, but they planned on moving him back to wide receiver. Yeah, but just didn't work out. Green Bay. Green Bay is one of those teams where you're really not sure if they've found their identity just yet. You know, you're not sold on their defense. You know their offense is going to put up points, but their defense is soft. So even with Clay Matthews and all the hair
Matthews
flowing,
is going to get hurt again. He always does.
I bet you he doesn't.
I bet you he does.
I bet you he doesn't. We want to bet a shaved head?
A gentleman's wager.
The Dallas Cowboys at number 10, they dropped. They were at, I think, 3 in the last ranking. I dropped them back to 10 because of how hot everybody else is. I know it's only been one loss in the last few weeks. But, yeah, I dropped them back because right now, as is, with Tony Romo being questionable, I got to drop him back. When you're thinking about a power ranking and how good this team really is right now, they got some serious questions at the quarterback position. So I will agree with that, even though I know he's starting this week, but I got to see how he looks. So the Indianapolis Colts at number 9. Yeah, they looked good against the Giants, but they were beat down by the Steelers. Beat down. Now, granted, they're still going to win their division. Any disagreements with that?
No.
No.
Okay. Number 8, I got the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are looking good.
Chiefs haven't been impressive though.
They have at home. At home, they have been. You know, if you're going to make it to the playoffs, you have to win at home, and they're doing it. So
I might put the Colts in front of the Chiefs.
Could the Chiefs don't have any losses in the last few weeks, so it's kind of hard to bounce somebody back that's been winning. Number 7, the Pittsburgh Steelers. A few weeks ago, I had them at 26. 26, where nothing was going right for them. Now they're up to 7, and their offense looks good. And I think that maybe there's 2 running backs, maybe 3 running backs in the NFL that are the best at catching the ball out of the backfield, and I think one of them is Bell. Bell's good. I'll give that to Bell. I'll give that to Shane Vereen from New England. Great hands. And I'll give that to probably Forte.
Yeah,
Forte.
I was
Ellington.
Maybe Ellington. Yeah.
Sproles, of course.
Yeah. Well, Sproles just came off an injury. He was out for a while. But as of right now, there's 3 or 4. I might put Ellington in there, even though Ellington did have that injury too. But as far as every down players, people that are in there all the time, those are probably my top 3 receiving running backs.
Well, the thing that's impressive is, as bad as Todd Haley's been as a coordinator, they did a smart thing last week and they went to Blunt because they wanted to get power yards.
Yeah, and they did.
And they just gave it to him up the middle for 3 or 4 at a time, or 4 at a time, and just beat him down over the whole game.
I agree. I liked it. The Detroit Lions at number 6. It's scary that they're at 6 right now, and they've been doing it without Megatron, and now he's back. Should be pretty interesting.
But is he 100%?
I don't think it matters. With Megatron on the field, you're going to double cover him regardless, which means that Golden Tate is going to have a free-for-all.
Yeah, even if he was at like 86 or 90%, if he's double covered, someone's not.
That's dangerous. I think Detroit still needs to play New England, or did we beat them already? I think Detroit still needs to play New England.
No, I don't think you guys have played.
I think it's in Detroit too. I think we still need to play Detroit and Green Bay.
I'm surprised we don't actually have the Patriots schedule on the wall over here.
We should. I absolutely. You know what? Good looking out. I'll get on that. Number 5, the Cincinnati Bengals. 5-2-1. Their division. Still playing pretty good.
I think you're way too high there.
They've won like 3 in a row since their tie.
Not very good, though.
The wins win, man.
Luck. A lot of luck there to get those wins.
Yeah, but they're winning without A.J. Green. And Green's coming back this week, too.
Yeah, I thought he was coming back as well.
Yeah, he's back. He was back last week.
So, I mean, without your number 1 wide receiver, your offense should struggle, and it did, and they still won. So you got to give him some props. And now Green is back. He's back. That's dangerous. Number 4, the previous number 1, the Denver Broncos.
They're still a good team.
They're still, I mean, top 4. And I mean, power rankings. Come on now. You know what I'm saying?
You get bored. I mean, if you're number 1 all the time.
Not really. I don't think they really wake up in the morning and say, hey, we're number 1 in the power rankings. No. You don't want to lose to New England because you know that game is going to decide home field advantage of the AFC. More than likely. Even though the Broncos have an easier schedule because of their division going forward, I still think the Patriots can hold on. I still think the Patriots can hold on and secure. They're the number 1 record in the AFC right now, not in the entire NFL. We'll get to that team in a second. Number 2, the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, it was like that offense didn't stop when the Sanchez came in.
Well, that's because he's the Sanchez. He's a swarthy Latino.
You ride the worst quarterbacks in the world.
He's a swarthy Latino with a big mole. I mean, so.
What? First off, where is this mole and how do you know about it?
Haven't you seen that giant mole on his face?
I really don't look at Mark Sanchez.
I want to be like Uncle Buck Here's a
fumble.
quarter. Go
Fuck
downtown.
melanoma. Molly Russell's ward.
Here's a quarter. Go downtown and have a rat gnaw that thing off your face.
Good day to you, madam. No, she's my tumor, my growth. Melanoma head's coming.
That's probably the best part in the whole movie.
It's so
To be
great.
honest with you. Uncle Buck. Awesome. Great movie. All right. Number one, we've said it. The Arizona Cardinals.
Birds.
Look, when you feed Larry Fitzgerald, your offense is going as smooth as it could possibly be. And now they've got the Brown and Brown connection. What can Brown do for you? What can both Browns do for you?
Dude, I really like Brown. Like and
Which one?
Yeah, which one? Jerron or
John.
John?
John.
John number 12,
Number
Jerron
12.
number 13. Yeah, they didn't plan that out.
I don't like how he's wearing 13. I mean, no one said, "Hey, kid, that's Kurt Warner's number. Maybe you choose a different one."
Whatever, man.
It's Kurt Warner,
Kurt Warner won a Super Bowls with the Rams.
and he also took this team to the Super Bowl and turned them
Congratulations,
all the way
Trent
around.
Dilfer. Actually, correction. Trent Dilfer's got one up.
But he turned this team around,
And
and he made him a contender.
you don't retire a number just because, he made him a contender.
I would. He's in the Ring of Honor.
I mean, it took the Steelers 75 years to retire Mean Joe Green's number.
well, that's because the Steelers they're stupid. I mean, you have a lot of good players. Maybe you honor a couple of them. You don't have to give it to everybody, but like for this franchise, that's a big deal. I mean, Jim Harbaugh's numbers retired for the Colts. So it depends on the franchise and how bad they are. I mean, this team doesn't have a lot of Arizona Cardinals or Phoenix Cardinals.
Right. I'm sure that we may have a ceremony in the future to honor him. But, I mean, again.
But even the Steelers with Mean Joe Green, he said, hey, guy, that's Joe Green's number. You might want to pick 76.
Yeah, but.
And so nobody wore it.
But if you want to compare, I mean, accolades between me, Joe Green, and Kurt Warner, I'll take Joe Green in a heartbeat in the list of greatest NFL players of all time. Joe Green might be in my top 10. Kurt Warner's in my top 100, maybe.
Well, you got to look at it as a franchise, what they've done for the franchise.
Yeah, congratulations. But usually you don't retire a number until they've hit the Hall of Fame. Warner's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
But the thing with Warner is he still lives here. He still embraces his town.
Right. So they're waiting for him to go away, so it'll mean more when he comes back.
He's in the Ring of Honor already. They just didn't
That's
retire
fine.
the number.
That's fine. I mean,
I don't like seeing
they-
13 on a wide receiver. I don't like seeing 10 numbers in a wide receiver, let alone a 13.
I don't mind it. I think it's different. I like it.
I
mean, 53 men on the roster, you can only have 9 80s.
Yeah, well, let's use those up first.
I'm pretty sure all the tight end Cardinals have used most of them. You can't tell me Larry Fitzgerald doesn't look awesome in an 11.
Well, I'm used to Larry in the 11. And that number is going to be retired.
You can't make exceptions. The
But
rules are the rules.
the same thing with this.
Oh,
is
that one's okay. But the rest of the
I'd
numbers
rather
I
he
can't
wore
stand.
81, but at this point, he's been in 11.
Which was Bolden's number, so that's not going to happen.
Well, I'm just saying.
It was also my number in high school too, Aaron. So thank you.
So that number's retired. You can't do that.
Can't triple double stamp.
You can't triple stamp and double stamp. Arizona Cardinals are the number one team on our power rankings.
Absolutely.
Any major disagreements? Any major? Did I miss something by 10 spots? I think we're pretty good in the neighborhood for all of them.
I think your Bengals is way too high.
I don't.
And I think
They only have 2
and I
losses.
think
It's
the
week
Jets
8.
right now are worse than the Raiders. Not numbers wise, but I think the way they're playing.
I think the Jets will eventually get there. But I can't put a winless team ahead of a team that's actually been able to come back and actually win a game.
I thought I heard because I don't actually. I'm trying to look it up right now. But didn't Harvin actually have a fairly decent game for the Jets?
He did.
He had 130,
Something like that.
Something like that.
But you know what? Maybe that offense will start moving again. I hope they don't because I'm loving this. I actually disowned a Jets fan who's a member of my family. I blocked him on everything because he's just obnoxious. I'll talk about that more when I come back because I got to call him out. He's such an idiot. I might lose a few dollar bills when I talk about that. We're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll be right back.
Everyone's going to need an attorney at some point in their life. I'm no different. Hey everyone, it's James from Vets On. Whether it was my last will and testament before deployment or my ongoing custody battle for my children during my divorce, I needed help, so I lawyered up. If you need help, I urge you to contact Capstrom Law Firm. Capstrom Law Firm in Springfield, Missouri services clients throughout the state in criminal law, personal injury, and family law. With over 13 years practicing law, Tom Capstrom understands both law and court procedures and how stressful they can be. Let Tom Capstrom Law Firm and his dedicated staff take the stress and worry out of a difficult situation by calling him today. We feel so strong about the work that Tom and his staff are doing that he'll be a monthly guest on the show. Tom is a veteran and a listener, for God's sake, so you know the guy is solid and will fight for you. Give Tom a call today by calling 417-864-0552 or email Tom at capstromlaw.com. And don't forget to tell him that Vets On sent you.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising.
Breaker, breaker, 1-9. How about that bandit? You got them ears on, son?
Have you ever wanted to be a truck driver? If so, pay attention. If not, pay attention anyway. Southwest Truck Driver Training offers everything you need to get started. You can get hired before you begin training. They've got GI Bill approved training facilities, day, night, or weekend programs to fit your busy schedule. If you have any questions, no sweat. They've got veteran supportive campuses with veterans on staff to serve you. And on top of that, they have lifetime job placement assistance. Put the pedal to the metal. Call Southwest Truck Driver Training today.
Do you need an extra push to start your day? Well, then tune in to Addie's Radio. Addie's Radio is a show that explores tough questions in an open and fun forum. The program also engages hard-hitting issues concerning veterans' physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. This show airs every Tuesday from 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Vets On Media Network. Addie's Radio is hosted by Jesse James, a combat veteran of Afghanistan, so he knows the problems that veterans face every day. Jesse provides you guidance each and every week to be a better you. So tune into yourself each week by tuning into Addie's Radio. Go to vetsonmedia.com for show details.
If you or someone you know is looking for a new job or career, you need to visit the pros. National Career Fairs at ncfairs.com. National Career Fairs hosts over 300 career fairs a year nationwide. The events are free and give you the perfect chance to meet some of the top employers in your area face-to-face. To find the nearest career fair to you, visit ncfairs.com. Again, that's ncfairs.com. What are you waiting for?
Two, three. It's all part of my fantasy. I love the music and I love to see the crowd dance.
Outstanding. A little back in the day there. Here comes the jesters.
When I was a kid, I thought I said, "Here comes suggesters." I'm like, what are they suggesting?
I can't stand sports fans that always like to pee in your Cheerios. And what I mean by that is, look, I love sports for a few reasons. The main reason is because it allows me to escape whatever negative stuff I've had to go through the day, throughout the week, maybe that month, whatever. I can just sit back for so many hours. I can go to the game. I can sit down at the venue. I can be amongst people. And the only thing I need to think about is what's going on the game. You don't need to think about bills. You don't need to think about, what's coming up, child court cases, anything like, not that I have any, but I'm just saying whatever the issues are that people have, sports venues are places that you go just to escape.
Just to get away.
A lot of people say, oh, it's boring. I'd rather stay home and watch TV. But when you're at home and the game's on, you're looking around and you're being reminded about all this other stuff. Oh, I got to fix that. Oh, that's right. I told her I was going to put that back together. Oh, that's right. We got the bills coming in, phone. You got these other distractions. But when you actually go to the venue and you go to the game, you don't think about that type of stuff. You don't think about, I got to be at work in 10 hours unless it's a late game. You might start thinking that if it is like a 19-inning game like the D-backs had earlier this season. I think they lost that game. No, they won that game. I think they won that game. But what I'm getting to is you get that sense of happiness when your team wins, okay? Or when your team's playing well. You get that sense of happiness, you know? And for that little bit amount of time, maybe it's a couple hours out of your week that you can sit down and you just forget about everything else. And then somebody comes in, nothing to do with what's going on or why you're there or anything like that. And their sole job in life is to bring you down. Now, they may not actually come out and say this, but this is mostly true because everybody that's been with sports for a while and followed sports for a while, there's one person who'll say, hey, what a great game. You know, Brady threw for 5 touchdowns and 400 yards. Yeah, but he still stinks. Da, 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 da. You know, and I'm just using that for an excuse. Basically, what happened this weekend, I blocked a member of my family because he's just an idiot. Dan, I'll call you out. I'll call you out. He says we don't have a real talk show either. And he's accomplished absolutely nothing in his life. Not even, I don't even know if he's got his high school diploma. But yeah, he was talking some mad trash to me about us and our show and all this stuff. After we nicely invited him to be a part of our, fantasy league last year and took him in and all that stuff. Anyway, so my sister posts something. It was like after like the third or fourth score by the Patriots. She goes on and says, another touchdown by the Patriots against the Broncos. That's all she posted. So Patriot fans are in there. Obviously, she's up in New England. Patriot fans are in there. Yeah, go Patriots. Da, da, da. It's a good environment. It's a happy environment. And here comes Dan, my brother-in-law, the Jets fan. And he doesn't come in and say, yeah, it's going well so far. He immediately comes out and yells the same common phrase that most people without an IQ for sports these days will say about the Patriots. Patriots are cheaters. Very good. Which as a member of my family, I've heard this almost every weekend for the last 7 years. So it's getting a little old is what I'm getting to. And this is his main argument.
It's the only thing he ever has.
That and they haven't won a Super Bowl since they got caught. Dude, they dominate almost every year, and they make it to the AFC Championship game, and they made it to a couple Super Bowls. So you're saying they cheat all the way up to the Super Bowl, but then stop cheating at that point. And this is pretty much what he thinks. And I could go more and more into what this moron thinks, but great father, though. I haven't heard one bad thing about him raising my nieces and nephews. So I'm gonna assume he's a great father. Good guy. But he's a Jets fan. So this makes him a bad person. So this is the difference between heaven and hell, basically is what I'm talking about. But I started to think about it. And I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of fans out there that'll do that. They will sit there and talk so much trash. If their life is not going well, or if their team is not going well, they immediately must transfer that negative attitude somehow to you. So, like, when the Patriots lost to Kansas City, I had people coming out of the woodwork, just blowing up my phone. I ain't talked to since last year.
Exactly, but just because they lose, all of a sudden it's like open game.
They suck now. And I'm not bringing this up just to bring up my stuff or my family stuff. I know for a fact that there are other people out there that have run into people like this. And I'm still trying to figure out why. Why must people?
Well, first off, your brother-in-law is a Jets fan. He's had a rough season. He's had a rough
He's had a rough while.
Yeah. So maybe just trying to get some steam up and like, well.
I understand that, but I asked him to create a different argument, and that's what set it off. He's like, I don't have to. They suck. Won a Super Bowl since. If I'm going to argue somebody about sports, I like to have a semi-intelligent conversation. I say semi because I don't know everything about sports. I don't know everything. You know more about than I do. Okay? So I kind of BS my way through our conversations because I know you know more than I do, and I'm just waiting for you to prove it. But I can't stand fans, especially. Now, let me tell you something. If the Patriots go against the Cardinals in the Super Bowl here, I will not be going to that game unless I'm in the press box. The reason behind it is, one, I know one way or the other, I'm going to get jumped. I already know it. All right. Now, there's some great Cardinals fans here. There are, but there's been many fights
Yeah.
in the stadium and outside of the stadium after a game. After a game. I don't understand that.
There's more fights at after a Cardinals football game than are Dodger baseball games.
That's a lot.
And you'd expect, Dodgers from LA, they're rough. That's.
I just don't understand that mindset. And a lot of people say, well, it's because of alcohol. Most of these guys are pretty coherent when they start fighting. All right. So, I mean, I've walked up to people that I know haven't had a beer, and immediately they want to argue. I think I'm a pretty good guy. I have never called you up and said anything until you came back to the show. And even then I let you go easy. All right. Now I'm not saying you got to be a wuss about it. It's okay to talk a little bit of trash, but there's people that just go overboard that I just can't stand. I can't stand them.
So he's definitely he's not getting a Christmas card this year.
Makes me want to shove a full finger right up there. But I mean, seriously though, I can't stand fans that are, that's just passion. No, that's idiocracy. It's stupid. You're fighting over a game in a season that'll repeat itself for the next 200 years. They're going to play again. You're going to have another opportunity to go undefeated, whatever the case may be. It's just a game. It's one game. If your team doesn't win the Super Bowl, so what? Were they entertaining? Awesome. Did you have a great time? Great. Did your kids have any memories? Do they want to go back? Absolutely outstanding. How many parents want their kids' first memory of going to a Cardinals game when they're ducking and dodging the brawl that's going on around them? I mean, are you kidding me? I wouldn't take my kid to a game outside of New England. I wouldn't do it if I had a kid. But seriously, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't, because I'm a proud guy. I'll wear my Patriots jersey, but you guys know me. I'm not going to be there. You guys suck. For what? I'll come on. I'll have
for what? Yeah, for getting here.
Yeah, I don't understand that mentality. You can't blame it on alcohol because most of the stuff starts between sober people, just trying to prove who the bigger man is. When they're all it is, it's childlike. You're if you sit down and you really think about it, you're getting into an argument over a child's game. Which it is. Anything that you can play from the time you can learn how to run is a child's game. Baseball, basketball, football, hockey. Children right now, everywhere, are playing these games. Soccer. Doesn't matter. There's not too many brawls in soccer because there's a lot of flopping. And one guy that goes around biting people.
There's a lot of brawls in European soccer.
Well, yeah, in the stands. That part though, with the brawls in the stands in European soccer has pretty much nothing to do with soccer as it does with rivalries between countries. We don't have any. That's what I don't understand. I can see that type of stuff. I can see when Serbia played Bosnia. I could kind of see that one. I was there. I understand the hatred. Complete family bloodlines were erased. I understand that. We are inside our own country battling each other over one of 32 teams being better than the other. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. That's like me telling anybody from New Mexico, don't come in Arizona. I'm going to kick your butt. Who cares? Come to Arizona. We need more good people.
No, they can go back.
But I'm just saying, it doesn't make any sense. And this goes to fighting all over the place. Now, granted, I've been in a fight at a game. It was a Suns game. And I was being heckled the entire game up in the luxury suite, in the Lexus suite. And because the Celtics were losing. That's why I was being heckled.
Oh, that's
because they were
right,
losing a game. And the arena pretty much the entire second half. So when the security guard left, our little box, and his buddy went up to the buffet to get some more free food for the 15th time. He said one more thing to me, and that was the last thing he said, and that was the last 2 seconds I was in that room.
Did we get cleared for the Suns?
We're working on it.
As we're going through this little debacle of a little fighting, we're working on it.
But look, I'm not going to start it, but don't get me wrong. I know I'm not the greatest shape in the world. I grew up a fighter. I'm a United States Army veteran. And there is a tipping point for everybody. And I think that's why the fights start, or that's why there are fights, but they're always started by that one guy that can't shut up, that needs to continue to heckle you to make feel better about him, and his little job as a janitor, and he makes $9.95 an hour, and he's really mad about it. So he's got to take it out on you and anybody else around him.
Like everybody else in the DMV. It's like, I know you hate your job in your life, but that ain't my problem.
Right. People shooting up post offices because they didn't get a letter or a check or something. It's the post office's fault. Come on. Jeez, that's a whole different topic. But fans just need to relax. Go to the game and enjoy the game for the game. Take in the experience. Get some pictures. Put them up on Facebook. I guarantee you people will come out and say, wow, it's a great picture. Not, oh, you guys stink. Well, there are some people like that, apparently. So, yeah, after going back and forth with him until like 2 o'clock in the morning, I just deleted every post that I made. And I went ahead and just basically disowned him. So we never really talked anyway. Because I'm a firm believer now with my business that I run, that I've been running for the last year now. My work from home business, one of the things that we do is mindset training. And the first rule of law is kick the negative people out of your life and you will start to enjoy life a lot more. And I am living proof of that. So he gave me his 2 hours worth of time. And I said, you won't be getting any Christmas presents from me this year. And that was the gist of it. So that's my little rant right there about just obnoxious fans. Look, a game is entertainment, all right? You don't go to a movie and start, if somebody says they like that actor, you don't heckle them because they like that actor because he just got beat up in the movie. Come on. It's ridiculous. Watch entertainment for the entertainment purposes. It's not the end of the world if your Raiders finish 0-16. It's not. Because this is the merry-go-round you guys have been on. You should have expected this. And guess what? There's next year. And the year after that. And the year after that. Before I die, hopefully before I die, the Oakland Raiders will win another Super Bowl sometime in the next 50 years. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
Well, I've been saying next year since 89, after we won in 88 and then lost it in 89.
Right. I mean, so you have it. Okay, it'll come around.
That's all I've got left.
You can't stink forever unless you're Jacksonville. No. It's just the way it is.
They were in the AFC title game in '96.
I know. Against New England Patriots.
That was a long time ago.
It was against the New England Patriots.
Did not know that.
The New England Patriots beat them and then went and got beat down by the Green Bay Packers. Drew Bledsoe.
Jacksonville would have beat him. Keenan McCardell and Jimmy Smith. Mark Brunell.
Yep.
Tony Baselli.
Very good.
Fred Taylor.
I think he's a closet Jacksonville fan. He's a well-wisher. For like 19 teams, he's a well-wisher.
I would, but Brunell's a lefty. I don't.
Oh my God. Left-handed people are the devil.
Although he's broke, I guess he's still playing for the Jets for a long time.
I used to be a lefty. I did when I grew up. Very young child as a lefty, and they tied my hand behind my back. Not my family that adopted me, but one of the family. They tied my hand behind my back, and for 6 months, I did everything right-handed, and I can't do anything left-handed now, with some exceptions. I can fold stuff left-handed. That's what I'm saying. All right, moving on.
After you've already made a mess, right? You can just fold it up, put it away.
Yeah. Right now, the Miami Heat are undefeated. It's only been 3 games. People, relax. All
yeah,
right.
and my Lakers are. I have not
And-
won a game.
and-
It's only been 3 games. Let's not worry.
And Cleveland's, well, you guys your streak might go a little longer than you expect. I'm just saying.
What's the score of that game tonight? They're playing the Suns, aren't they?
Are they? No, tonight?
Thought so.
I don't know if they're playing tonight. Are they? They
I'll
might
check
be.
that.
It is. It's 10-9, Los Angeles Lakers. Oh, they're going to snap the streak.
See, man, I'll tell you.
It's 10-9. Lakers are up in the first quarter. Did you guys see the Celtics the other night? Normally, I don't
Yes.
talk about my Celtics, but they were down
They were-
35 points to the Dallas Mavericks,
And they just started dropping threes.
and they
playing
came back and tied the game. They ended up losing by 5.
Yeah.
But you know how much fight it takes to come back from 35 points down in the second
Still early.
quarter?
There's still hope.
No, but you know what was
well,
weird is like when they were moving the ball, even though they were down by this, because they've actually made they were talking about this quite extensively on Sports Center, and
Look at
even,
Brent taking notes. Love it.
but they were saying like how poised and how like smooth they were coming back, like running the ball, having the good shots, the good opening passes that set up those threes.
Well, they've got a lot of youth on their team
Was that
this year.
smooth or smooth?
Smooth.
With
Very
a B?
smooth.
It was a smooth move. It was a smooth.
Smooth move. X-lax.
They can see. Here's the difference between them and the Suns. They've got the opportunity to put up as many points per game as the Suns, but the Celtics can play defense. They can play defense. They actually have people that are known as shut down defensive point guards in Rondo and Bradley.
Unless Larry Bird and Kevin McHale come back from the grave and
I'm not saying they're
start
going to win
winning games.
championships, but I can't wait for the game in February, I think it is. Actually, no, there's one sooner in Boston, and then the one here is either in February or March. I'll be covering that game. I will be covering that.
Beyond the grave.
Yeah.
They're not even dead yet.
No,
But that's what's going to have to happen.
No, I don't think so.
Is Robert Parrish still alive?
I don't know. But why would you even say anything like that, even if he's not?
I'm just wondering because he always looked so old when he played.
Dude, he was a great. He's one of the top
So
centers
this
of all
Greg
time.
Greg Oden looks like he's 75, and the kid's like in his 20s.
Robert Parrish is
Got
one of
a lot
those
of money.
players that just kind of got lost between Bird, McHale, Johnson. But Robert Parrish is one of the best centers of all time.
I think I remember him
I'd
in
put
a
him top
Clippers
20.
uniform at the end. He played forever. Like, who is that guy who played till he was 48? Julio Franco?
Yeah,
for
he
baseball, yeah.
he actually is the oldest person to ever hit a home run.
That was like Robert Parrish. He played till he
Now-
was like 48.
Yeah.
Okay, but the one thing that you gotta say about Franco is even at 30,
Even
I mean,
at
even-
48,
even
he
at
was like 55 because his birth certificate was fake.
he was still in better shape and more ripped than half the people that were on the field.
Cavaliers are beating the Trailblazers right now by 4 in the second quarter. Suns and Lakers just got started, as said. The Pacers lost to the Bucks. George being out, the Pacers are going to suffer for a while.
That was big news this week. Durant said he quit Team USA after the George thing because he said it freaked him out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I agree with it. I mean,
bad injury.
that is.
Speaking
Now,
of,
granted, I think I could probably I've seen broken bones and stuff like that before, so I could probably take it. But for somebody
Not
that's not
everybody
in the
can,
contact, yeah, I mean, in the contact field or has a possibility of something like that happening, I can understand how it'll really affect when you see your friend just.
Well, yeah, they're not used to being touched. It's
Yeah.
basketball.
But that was
Stop
it's pretty bad.
touching me.
Rockets beat the Heat, and actually the Heat is no longer 3-0. They just lost to the Houston Rockets, who are 5-0. 5-0. So,
did you hear that thing that about KD when he becomes a free agent? Even though it's not until like 2016, he says that he will either stay or he will go to the Wizards.
These from DC.
yeah,
Yeah, I was just looking at it coming up, and like,
this decision by LeBron, the whole "I'm coming home" thing, is seriously free agency because everybody now wants to go home. You serious?
I'd rather John Wall and Durant might be better than Westbrook and Durant.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not a Westbrook fan. I know Veronica loves him, but I don't. Shoots too much.
Well, he's hurt now too.
then you probably don't like Kobe for that reason. Then
I don't like Kobe.
Look.
He's a jerk.
The way I see it is that when your top paid player needs to be taking the most shots, hands down. Hands down. You're paying him the most, he needs the most opportunities because
Not
he's
if
the one
they're-
that's supposed to knock it
But
down.
not if they're a point guard. Their job's to pass.
Well,
Call me old school. I want my point guards to pass.
That
I want
is
my
the old school
shortstops to
way.
play defense and barely able to knock it out of.
But at the same
infield.
time, you're fans of centers that step behind the 3-point line.
No,
or
I'm
17
not. I
feet.
never said that.
You're fans of Gortat. That's his game.
It's not his game in Washington.
No, that's his game. He still steps back.
He's a Polish hammer. I
Thunder,
don't know
by
how
the
many
way,
hammers shoot threes.
Thunder lost to the Raptors tonight. The Raptors are still going to be playoff contenders in the East. They're still young. They'll be a 3 or 4 seed this year, same as they were last year. The Magic and the Bulls. The Bulls are playing really well. Their defense is playing good, and they're actually scoring some points. Usually they're down about 80, 81 points this time last year. Now they're up around 100, and they're playing defense.
As long as
Not
Rose's
bad.
knee stays on his body.
Hey,
What's his ankle right now? He's got to worry about.
and Noah's playing out of his mind right now on defense. So the Pelicans have won for the
Come
second
on,
time this year.
Pelicans.
The Pelicans. How can you get behind a bird whose head looks like a toilet?
They hold fish in there.
If I had to go really bad, and that was the only option, I'd open it up. Sorry, man, I can't flush. You're gonna have to handle that one on your own.
Maybe a little courtesy swallow.
Oh wow! Any other games that we missed? Suns and the Lakers. The Suns have taken the lead on the Lakers, and that's the end of the game for the Lakers.
Wah, 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 wah.
And
It was-
the
it was-
Lakers have lost their 5th game.
It was a great 13 minutes. You know, we had a chance.
That's what she said.
The Raiders might get a win before the Lakers do.
That was one of the questions. We should post
I was gonna
that.
say that we have to post that then.
Post that on Facebook. Who's going to get their first win? The Los Angeles Lakers or the Oakland Raiders? Who will get their first win of the season before the other?
Why do I feel comfortable that the Raiders are gonna win first?
That's interesting. We need to be on LA watch, even though Oakland's not in LA, but still, we need to be on LA watch and just wow, who's going to get their first win? The Raiders or the Lakers? I'm hoping it's the Lakers, but if you asked me to put money on it, I couldn't.
If you were a betting man,
If I was a betting man, I'd stay away from that. That's a trap game. I'd totally stay away from that. That could go either way. There's no way.
but we're still only down by 3 points right now, so we're keeping it within, man. You know,
4 points now, and that's the end of the game. They just start. It's starting to go up.
remember, Lakers get 30 wins. Byron Scott, Coach of the Year.
All right, real quick. What's the deficit going to be at the end of the show? Aaron, how many points are they going to be down? Are they going to be down? Winning or losing, and by how much? I guess that's the question.
How far into the game are we?
They're
Well-
2 minutes into the 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Suns are up by 4.
So it'll probably be like halftime. Be down by 10.
10. Brad, what do you got?
I'm gonna go ahead and come over I'm gonna go with my instinct on this one. No, I'm gonna say by the time we wrap up for the show, it'll be about halftime. I'm gonna say Lakers up by 7.
I'm going to say Suns up by 16
Wow.
at the half. It looks like because they were down. Now they're starting to go on a run. Oops, Lakers full timeout. You know it's trouble when you start taking full timeouts.
But they called it properly.
They called it after like a 9-0 run.
Yeah,
And,
slow things down a little bit.
Morris, I like how they just put Morris
Which one?
with 7 points. That's all it says. Morris with 7 points. Really? Thank you.
Need a little more detail.
I'm gonna say it's Morris.
Could be
It's
Mark.
not.
Keith,
Going to
could
limb
be.
out.
It's not Mercury Morris. That one we can scratch off the list. We can scratch
You
him
could
off
take
the
a
list.
guess. It's a 50-50 shot.
I'm going to say Marquis Morris. And I'm going to click on it, and it's going to say Marcus Morris.
You're way off.
Way off. Samsonite. That is way off.
More importantly, the Coyotes are up 3-1 over the Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
Are the Kings still up 2-1 against the?
Yeah, let's
against
go.
Dallas?
Let's go over some quick hockey real quick. We got about 5 minutes.
Pittsburgh, a winner over Minnesota, 4-1. Winnipeg is hot right now over Nashville, who's hot as well. Kings are up over the Stars,
Oh, they just got to go. We were up 2-1. Now we're up 3-1.
Yep, Colorado's over Vancouver 2-1. Coyotes are up 3-1 over Toronto. Boston beat Florida, and Philadelphia beat Edmonton.
3 in a row for
4-1.
Boston. 3 in a row to bring
Yeah.
it to 8-6-0. They're the only one of about five teams, 4 or 5 teams that haven't had an overtime loss yet.
The East is pretty same as last year. Lightning, Lightning.
You know what? I haven't
Canadiens.
put you on the spot yet. Usually we do this preseason. Who's winning the Eastern Conference Atlantic Division? Let's do this real quick.
Oof.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. Who's winning it there, hockey guy?
It's way too early
No, it's not.
to win the division or to
Bold
win to
predictions.
win the Stanley Cup.
No, to win the Atlantic. Who do you got?
Tampa.
You got Tampa.
They're good.
They're starting out good. 8-3
I like
so
Ben
far.
Bishop. I always take the American goaltender.
Only 1 point ahead. Well, they're tied with Montreal and 1 point ahead of Boston. Metropolitan.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I say Pittsburgh.
I would agree with that.
That division's not
No,
as good as it's been.
I don't think this year. I don't think any New York team is going to make the.
I don't think the Rangers are going to do or get near as far as they did last year. I personally
I don't
think
think
if
so
they make
either.
the playoffs, I see them getting eliminated in the first round. If they do,
Yeah. All right, let's go to the Western Conference, the Central Division. This one can be good. I think it's a battle between
Yeah,
St. Louis
this
and
is a pretty
Chicago.
good division, and Nashville's played pretty well too. I think St. Louis, they're still doing well.
Chicago's starting to fall down a little bit. Remember when they
Yeah.
came out? It was like 40-something straight games with a point or something like that.
Yeah, I think St. Louis has got this. Chicago will probably be 2. That
Okay.
division.
What about the Pacific? Does Arizona have the chance?
Not right now. They called up Hodgson and he produced, and then what do? Oh, we're gonna send you back down and bring up Gormley. Yeah, good call. Just like, hey, Max Domi's gonna make the roster this year. And no, we're gonna send all those young guys down. Remember 2 days ago when we said the youngsters are the key to the playoffs this year?
Hey,
no, we sent them all down.
I got to give them kudos. They're beating Toronto right now 3-1.
Toronto's not very good. They
Well,
have a lot
hey.
of Americans on Toronto, though. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Van Riemsdyk, Phil Kessel.
Yeah.
I'd like to see those guys play for New York or Boston.
Yeah.
Let's keep it here.
As,
I know
as
they're-
Boston's got a guy named Chara.
I know. They're our friends, America's hat, but
Actually,
let's get those Americans back in
I-
America.
they've got a few Americans on Boston, but they've got a hell of a lot from the foreign. So a lot from Europe. Toronto 6-4-1. Opposite 4-6-1 for Arizona, but Arizona's handling the business right now at the.
And Mike Smith in goal.
It's not the jobbing.com anymore. It's
Gila River.
Gila River.
that's
They need to hurry up and get that casino across the street. Right next to Cabela's.
I don't think they've even broke ground on it yet.
They need to. Hurry it up. Hurry. Look, we've got some great construction people here. They can put up an entire building in 10 minutes. Let's go. Let's put it up and get it done. They could. Hey, if you pay people right, that stuff goes up fast. If you don't pay them right, that stuff takes forever. And all of a sudden, you got like zoning laws and that are being done, and rules.
Technically, it's Native American land, so I don't know how much that applies.
Is that land
That's how you can put a casino on it.
really?
Yeah, totem modem.
So
Nation.
the land that University of Phoenix Stadium is on?
No, that's Glendale.
Okay, so
Across the
street.
freeway. Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool. Let's go ahead and take our last break. We'll come back with fourth quarter trivia, and it's all about sports movies.
Are you or someone you know looking for a new job or career? The Vets on Media family would like to invite you to the National Career Fair in Phoenix on November 17th from 11 until 2 p.m. This free job fair will be held at the Phoenix Airport Marriott Hotel, located at 1101 North 44th Street, Phoenix. This is your chance to meet some of the top employers in the Phoenix area face-to-face. Get ready to jumpstart your new career at the National Career Fair in Phoenix, November 17th from 11 until 2 p.m. at the Phoenix Marriott Hotel, 1101 North 44th Street, Phoenix. For more information, visit ncfairs.com/Phoenix. Again, that's ncfairs.com/Phoenix.
Breaker, 19. How about that bandit? You got some ears on, son?
Have you ever wanted to be a truck driver? If so, pay attention. If not, pay attention anyway. Southwest Truck Driver Training offers everything you need to get started. You can get hired before you begin training. They've got GI Bill approved training facilities, day, night, or weekend programs to fit your busy schedule. And if you have any questions, no sweat. They've got veteran supportive campuses with veterans on staff to serve you. And on top of that, they have lifetime job placement assistance. Put the pedal to the metal. Call Southwest Truck Driver Training today.
Everyone's going to need an attorney at some point in their life. I'm no different. Hey everyone, it's James from Vets On. Whether it was my last will and testament before deployment or my ongoing custody battle for my children during my divorce, I needed help, so I lawyered up. If you need help, I urge you to contact Capstrom Law Firm. Capstrom Law Firm in Springfield, Missouri services clients throughout the state in criminal law, personal injury, and family law. With over 13 years practicing law, Tom Capstrom understands both law and court procedures and how stressful they can be. Let Tom Capstrom Law Firm and his dedicated staff take the stress and worry out of a difficult situation by calling him today. We feel so strong about the work that Tom and his staff are doing that he'll be a monthly guest on the show. Tom is a veteran and a listener, for God's sake, so you know the guy is solid and will fight for you. Give Tom a call today by calling 417-864-0552 or email Tom at capstromlaw.com. And don't forget to tell him that Vets On sent you.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising.
If you or someone you know is looking for a new job or career, you need to visit the pros. National Career Fairs at ncfairs.com. National Career Fairs hosts over 300 career fairs a year nationwide. The events are free and give you the perfect chance to meet some of the top employers in your area face-to-face. To find the nearest career fair to you, visit ncfairs.com. Again, that's ncfairs.com. What are you waiting for?
And we're back. You listen to JD's Rockin' Sports on this Tuesday night. We're down to our last couple segments. This one, as always, is a fan favorite, and it is called Fourth Quarter Trivia. Eventually, one of our fans who's this is a favorite for will call in and get that game show music going on. So, yeah, as a matter of fact, you know what? If you're listening out there, you want to call in 602-399-7787. 602-399-7787. We can go ahead and add you to the list here. You got about 2 minutes to call in. Wow, what's with the why do you play both of them? I'm so confused. What game are we playing?
Because I only get 30 seconds and I cut it up. It's got 3 of them.
Oh, jeez.
I just let it run until it stops.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, are we good? We're good.
I feel like I'm in the showcase showdown right now.
I'm gonna risk it all, Bob.
That's why Justin's not here. He's afraid.
He's afraid. He got beat down last week. Oh, it was horrible. He got absolutely destroyed last time. All right. Shut it off, too. That's annoying. All right, here we go. Sports movies.
Oh, God,
These are all sports movies, by the way. And it's either actors or places or whatever. Number 1. What name did Tim Robbins' character call himself in Bull Durham?
Hockey.
Nuke. Nuke is correct. How did you not get that? It was a baseball question. I set you up. I even told you what pitch was coming.
The first one, once you said it, in my mind I was like meat. I'm like, that's what Costner called him. I was like, I had to go back in the scene for a second because
it's like me saying, "Here comes the number 2," and when you think of me well. Hey, come on.
I've always preferred the number 1.
All right, number 2. What city did Coach Herman Boone take his team to for a training camp and remember the Titans?
Hockey.
Hockey.
Gettysburg.
That is correct. 3-0 lead. Comes out with a 3-pointer up to the tip.
Always wanted to go to Gettysburg. Never been there.
Me too. I wanted to spend there's a few places I want to when I quit my job. I want to travel to Gettysburg and I want to take the nighttime ghost tour. I want to do that, and then I want to spend the night in Alcatraz.
You should Trace and I are going. We're already. I mean, I'm sure there's other ones, but the big known ones is the one in Jerome. There's a haunted hotel up in Jerome, and then one over in Tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go there.
I want to go to Tombstone too.
Yeah, we're gonna go there, and we're gonna stay in the room that everyone doesn't want to go to. And Trace and I are like, yes, we're gonna stay in both.
Dude, you got to film it.
Oh no, I will. I told you, I so want to do that. So I'll keep you guys posted on that.
That's awesome.
I'll show you my shorts. Like, this is the ones I slept in, and you can see where something happened.
All right, number 3. Aaron's all business. He's not even laughing. He's ready to dominate again for the second week in a row. What was the character's name who took 12 shots to make the last hole at the U.S. Open in Tin Cup?
That's an awful.
Okay, wait. What was the name of the?
What was the name of the character in Tin Cup that took 12 shots to make the last hole in the U.S. Open? 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
I know it's Kevin Costner. I just can't think of his name.
Roy McIlroy.
That's right.
Macaroni.
Rory McIlroy.
McAvoy. Number 4. Who does Jake Taylor imitate at the end of the game to fake out skid marks?
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth is correct. To fake out the other team's third baseman in the movie Major League. He is now taking the lead with the one question. It's 4-3.
I think a major league question should always be 1 point.
Number 5. What was the name of Rocky Balboa's dog in the first Rocky movie?
He had a dog.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was the same dog that he would go to and pet and play with every time he went into the pet store and saw Adrian. And in Rocky, Adrian would buy him that dog for a Christmas present, and they called him Butt Kiss.
I was gonna say Punchy.
I was gonna say Rex.
Butt Kiss. Butt Kiss. Come on. All right. So that's the end of round 1. 4-3. I figured these would be easier. Number 1. Quarter number 2. Here we go. Number 1. What classic hockey comedy film details the rivalry between the Charlestown Chiefs? Hockey.
What is Slapshot?
Slapshot is correct. It's 4-4.
I think any hockey question should be one point.
What golf movie featured Ted Knight as
Hockey.
Judge?
Caddyshack.
That is correct. As Judge Smales. Caddyshack is correct.
Such a good movie.
6-4.
Cinderella season.
It's Cinderella story.
Does this hat come with a bowl of soup?
Yeah.
Looks good on you, though.
Number 3. Many movies have been made detailing the triumphs and tragedies of international competitors in the Olympic Games. Which of the following movies is not based on a true story of Olympic competition? The Cutting Edge, Miracle, Prefontaine.
Hockey. Cutting Edge.
That is correct. Or Chariots of Fire.
So I don't watch every week
Cutting
with my lady,
Edge.
so I don't know.
That's 3. So that's 9-4. 9-4. Number 4. What was the name of the country club in the movie Caddyshack?
Hockey.
Hockey.
Bushwood.
Outstanding. 13-4. Second quarter, he's pulling out, man. It's like the Suns are going to do in a minute.
That sounds like Aaron. But I'm still here plugging away.
Come on now.
Number
Family
5. Which real-life basketball player did not appear in the movie Blue Chips? Is it Matt Nover, Brent Price, Anthony Hardaway, or Bobby Hurley?
That did not appear in it?
That did not appear in the movie.
Skid marks.
Skid marks.
Brent Price.
That is correct.
I never heard of that first guy.
Matt Nover
Does he
and
count?
Anthony Hardaway were
They were in the beginning part,
recruited by Nolte's character, and they played against Bobby Hurley.
Should have said Shaq.
That was a 5-point question. It is now 11-8.
No, it was 9 because I
Nine.
had
11-9. He's keeping score over here.
because I can't add.
Apparently, either can I.
No, I'm at 9, so now I got I'm running out of fingers. Now I'm really screwed.
Third quarter. Number 1. What actor played the coach in the original Mighty Ducks?
Hockey.
Emilio
Estevez.
Now say it like Night in the Roxbury.
Emilio.
Outstanding.
Well, that part of the game. You want to turn that down? Yeah, I guess it was a whittle noisy. A whittle?
All right, so that's 12-9. 12-9 is 1 point. Number 2. What was the fictional name of the quarterback in the movie Any Given Sunday?
Hockey. Which one?
That is incorrect.
Is it Brandon Cherubini, or is it Steeman Willie Beeman, or is it Cap Hansen?
Is it Joe
Or
Walsh?
Cap
Is
Rooney, excuse me.
Okay, that's like 4 answers there. How can you possibly say that's correct?
Because I got all 3 of them.
Yeah, you named 4.
The star quarterback is Willie Beeman.
Steeman Willie Beeman.
That's Steven. Moving on. Number 3. What fictional team did Roy Hobbs play for in The Natural?
Way before my time.
Great movie.
No, that is a great movie.
What was the name of the team? I didn't think I'd have to give you options on this one, so I didn't write down all the options.
I'd never seen The Natural.
What?
I've only seen a couple of Robert Redford movies.
Well, shame on you.
He's more of a salad dressing kind of guy.
Yeah, I'm more
All
of a
right.
Newman guy.
And that's the end of it. It was the Knights.
Sure.
The Knights. It's still 15-9 though. So let's pick it up there, buddy.
There's a chance.
There's one more quarter after this, so yeah, I'd say so. What sport did Forrest Gump play?
Skid
Marks? 5.
Well, he's played ping pong, but
That is correct. That is the Olympic sport.
It's not really a sport.
It's the sport.
It's here in China.
he went
He
to
was
China.
in China.
He
That
took,
is
he
the
took,
sport.
He took them out. I don't like playing with my own paddle.
And that is a 4-point play. So it's 15-13 now.
Ping pong's not a sport.
What sport?
It's table tennis.
5-point question. What sport was played in the movie Top Gun?
Hockey.
Hockey.
Volleyball.
Volleyball is correct. 20-13 with 1 quarter to go. Here we go. It's going to end up just in time, too, for a 20 after break. Number 1. Which actor appeared in the classic Brian song? Was it Warren Beatty, Sean Astin?
Hockey. Sean Astin.
That is incorrect. Please let me finish, and then Brent gets a chance. Warren Beatty, Sean Astin, Nick Nolte, or James Caan?
Emilio.
I'm going to go ahead and say Con.
That is correct for the 1 point. So it's 20-14. 6 points down. There's still 14 points left.
1 minute left.
Which actor starred in All the Right Moves? Was it Jamie Foxx, James Caan, Sean Astin, or Tom?
Skid marks.
Skid marks.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise it is. Uh-oh. Don't call
Never
it a
seen that
comeback.
movie.
20-16.
Now, again, the only reason why I know that is from the movie Scream. I was thinking Tom Cruise, All the Right Moves. If you pause it right, you can see his penis. That's the only reason why I know that. If it's not in a movie, I don't know.
You know,
Yes.
the original Scary Movie is still pretty good.
If you
But
don't
why-
say anything with penis, he doesn't remember.
I saw parts of Scream.
Yeah, I've seen him. I've seen most
But
of
it's
them.
like if it's not in a movie, chances are I don't know it.
All right. Next one. Where was the movie The Program filmed? Where
Like
was
city?
it filmed? I'll accept the state. Where was it filmed?
Well, I actually, well,
Are you going to answer?
skid marks. Well, it was the team was ESU. I it took place in Pennsylvania because I've been there at Jack and B's bar, and that's in Pennsylvania.
That is incorrect.
No, actually, it's not because that's where my ex was, and I've been in that
Fight.
bar.
What's your answer?
I don't know, somewhere in the South, Mississippi.
No, it's in the Midwest, if anything else. Then, but it was Pennsylvania because I've been to Jackie B's. I've been to that bar.
Well,
Columbia, South Carolina. There is also a Jackie B's in Columbia, South Carolina.
can I get half a point because I said South?
I want to give him half a point for saying the name of the bar. That's pretty good.
I've been in there. I sat right in the
If you're
place
gonna
where
give
he was
him that
interviewed.
point, you got to give me more points for naming all three of the quarterbacks.
No, no points.
I award you no points.
Nowhere in your incoherent
Come on,
rambling.
we got to go.
The last one, 5 points. So this is for the tie.
Then you're gonna have to have a bonus question. Or we're gonna
I'll
have to
figure it.
Bengals it.
We'll have to come back after if he gets it. In the movie 8 Men Out, a movie about the Black Sox scandal in 1919, who played the third baseman for Chicago?
Skid marks.
Do you want me to give you your options first?
No, he already chimed in. You can't give it to him once he chimes in.
All right, go ahead.
Charlie Sheen.
That is incorrect.
He was in the movie though.
Is it Johnny Depp, John Cusack?
John Cusack.
That is correct. He
I was going to
pulls
say him
away.
anyway, actually.
Let's go ahead and take our final break of the evening. We'll come back with final thoughts.
Everyone's going to need an attorney at some point in their life. I'm no different. Hey, everyone, it's James from Vets On. Whether it was my last will and testament before deployment or my ongoing custody battle for my children during my divorce, I needed help, so I lawyered up. If you need help, I urge you to contact Capstrom Law Firm. Capstrom Law Firm in Springfield, Missouri services clients throughout the state in criminal law, personal injury, and family law. With over 13 years practicing law, Tom Capstrom understands both law and court procedures and how stressful they can be. Let Tom Capstrom Law Firm and his dedicated staff take the stress and worry out of a difficult situation by calling him today. We feel so strong about the work that Tom and his staff are doing that he'll be a monthly guest on the show. Tom is a veteran and a listener, for God's sake, so you know the guy's solid and will fight for you. Give Tom a call today by calling 417-864-0552 or email Tom at capstromlaw.com. And don't forget to tell him that Vets On sent you.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising.
Break a 19. How about that bandit? You got them ears on, son?
Have you ever wanted to be a truck driver? If so, pay attention. If not, pay attention anyway. Southwest Truck Driver Training offers everything you need to get started. You can get hired before you begin training. They've got GI Bill approved training facilities, day, night, or weekend programs to fit your busy schedule. If you have any questions, no sweat. They've got veteran supportive campuses with veterans on staff to serve you. And on top of that, they have lifetime job placement assistance. Put the pedal to the metal. Call Southwest Truck Driver Training today.
Do you need an extra push to start your day? Well, then tune in to Addie's Radio. Addie's Radio is a show that explores tough questions in an open and fun forum. The program also engages hard-hitting issues concerning veterans' physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. The show airs every Tuesday from 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Vets On Media Network. Addie's Radio is hosted by Jesse James, a combat veteran of Afghanistan, so he knows the problems that veterans face every day. Jesse provides you guidance each and every week to be a better you. So tune into yourself each week by tuning into Addie's Radio. Go to vetsonmedia.com for show details.
If you or someone you know is looking for a new job or career, you need to visit the pros. National Career Fairs at ncfairs.com. National Career Fairs hosts over 300 career fairs a year nationwide. The events are free and give you the perfect chance to meet some of the top employers in your area face-to-face. To find the nearest career fair to you, visit ncfairs.com. Again, that's ncfairs.com. What are you waiting for?
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final moments. Few things we want to announce for coming up this week. Brent and Teresa Kerrigan will be out covering the ASU Notre Dame game. Big game this weekend. This is probably the biggest game so far this season for ASU. They look like they may be able to take down the Pac-12. They look like they just might be able to do it. So that'll be big. Huge. I, myself, and Mr. Adam Bird will be out at Wild Horse Pass Casino, well, across from there anyway, at the golf course. And we will be broadcasting live from the Arizona Diamondbacks charity golf tournament. So we were out there for early.
A lot of stuff
Friday.
going on for the station this weekend.
Yeah, we're doing that. Also, it's NASCAR in the Valley. Dude, did you see the brawl?
Oh, God, yes.
That is awesome. First off,
That was staged.
no, that wasn't staged.
If it was really going to be a fight, how did the conveniently all of your crew members get out of your way so you can go and start a fight?
well, because
There was like 20 guys. They could have stopped that well beforehand if they really wanted to.
well, all he did was just casually walk up to him and be like, "Hey, man, what's up?" So there was no reason to stop him. He didn't get out charging at him or running around or anything like that. He just got out and walked up to him, took his helmet off, and then was like, "What the hell?" And then the part that I love about it is once the crowd started coming together, Kevin Harvick goes behind Keselowski and just kind of gives him a little push towards Gordon, and Gordon just gets his hands on her and doesn't let go. And that was that. But I thought it was a clean race. I think when it comes down to going after the championship, Keselowski is driving exactly the way you need to drive to get that championship done. I mean, it's the eliminator round, man.
Yeah.
Phoenix is the last round, and then it'll be down to 2 racers going into Homestead. So, I mean, I'm loving it.
Yeah,
I think there should be more fights. I mean, I don't care if it's staged or not.
Make it like
it's
hockey.
still entertaining.
It's just
But
like
that was not staged because there was actually punches being thrown and everything. I mean, there were people scratched up and bleeding, and so yeah, no, that wasn't staged. So, but I love it. I thought it was great, and I love the fact that it's like consecutive weeks where somebody tries to jump Keselowski. It was not one person; it's another. Man, he's going to need armed security guards just to get from his car to his trailer at the end of the Phoenix race. I can't wait. Let me tell you one person I expect to do well. There's a couple people I expect to do well that have probably the last 3 or 4 times here. One is Kyle Busch. He's absolutely phenomenal in nationwide race. The last 2 nationwide series race I covered, I got to interview him because he won both of them. So, and then in the NASCAR Sprint Cup race on Sunday, I expect to see Kyle up there. But Harvick has also won 2 of them.
Yep.
Out of the last 3. And I've got pictures of all of them. So look for Harvick to be strong there. Look for Edwards, I think he's still in it. Is he still in it?
By points, which I think he still has a chance.
I think he's top 4. I have to check on that.
I was gonna say that at least like.
So that's gonna be fun, man. And then I'll be out there both Saturday and Sunday taking pictures, broadcasting with Alejandro Fat Sal Salazar. Alejandro.
Junior's out. That's all that matters to me. Junior.
Why are you hating on Junior?
I like Junior.
This is the best season he's had in like 10 years.
It's probably because he doesn't like Wrangler jeans or something like that.
No, I like Junior.
Yeah, Junior's cool. But I mean, I think, whether he's won the championship or not, this says a lot going into next season. I mean, they finally got something, even though he's going to lose his crew chief at the end of the season. I still think, the rest of that team is staying together. So we'll see what happens, but it's going to be interesting. I also had the opportunity to interview him, not the last race, but the race before that, last March. I did, or not last March, but last November. I interviewed him. It's pretty good. So that's what's going on this weekend. Aaron, no games you want to cover this weekend?
Maybe might do the Islanders game.
Okay,
it's a giveaway night for all you fans. Go out there, get your Oliver Ekman Larson bobblehead.
There you go. There you go. I like collecting bobbleheads. I do want to say that you'll start seeing some changes here. I don't know how soon. For JD's Rockin' Sports, we are switching over to Vets on Sports. We're going to start having more shows. Maybe not us three, but we're going to start bringing in some more people. Also, if you're in a city where you feel you've got what it takes to cover your favorite team, we'll talk. Hit me up on Facebook, man, and we'll talk. And I could probably get you some credentials to go cover your team as long as you agree to, 1, not be an idiot, and 2, respect all the laws, and 3, write an article and take some pictures. Not very difficult. As a matter of fact, I can get 1 reporter and 1 photographer in pretty much to any game out there as long as I got enough notice, except for the national championship game. Jan, quit asking me to get you into the college football national championship game. If anybody's getting into the national championship game, it will be me.
Oh, speaking of which, if you do get credentials for that, Jan, who we had on last week for the MMA section from UOP, so he's out in Texas.
His last name Ostrom.
It's Mr. Jan Ostrom. Yes,
he's emailed me, asked me if I can get him in.
Oh no, he said like it's like if you
were you
are
just
getting out
listening?
There, huh?
Was he just listening?
No, that if you get out there, he'll put you up, so you don't have to pay for a hotel or anything.
Well, I appreciate that, but I might still only be able to get 1 ticket.
No, I'm saying if you. No, I'm saying if you're able to get out there.
All right. Well, actually, if we only get 1, I'm sending Mr. Adam Bird.
Bird's the word.
Bird's the word. He's got a blog now, birdstheword.com. Yeah. All right. So that wraps it up, man. I want to thank everybody for listening. Thanks for coming out. We will see you guys. No show on Saturday. No show on Saturday. We'll be back next Tuesday for the weekend wrap up. Talk to you later.
Oh, say, can you see by the time